Hello again guys, I'm in a new woodland. I've just spent the past 3 nights out here building a bit of a base camp and a shelter. I'm planning on doing quite a bit of camping and hunting out here in the future, so I just wanted something kind of semi-permanent. So I hope you enjoy my video. In my mind, when I think of a survival shelter, I think of the typical A-frame shelter. It's small but effective and practical in a survival situation. This type of shelter takes a lot less effort and burns a lot less calories than it would building a larger shelter, so that's less materials to gather and process. This A-frame construction will be easy to retain heat, but it's just not practical for what I need. So what I'm going to do is take the construction method I used on this and just upscale it to a much larger, more semi-permanent shelter. In a sense, still a survival shelter, but just something more long-term. I've scouted the area the last couple of times I've been up here, and I always seem to come back to this spot where I've already set my camp. Ideally, I was looking for 2 trees next to each other like this to support my shelter. I could use the wires in the trees to easily secure a ridgepole straight across, but I'm not too keen on this spot. It's quite steep and it's really heavily shaded. But I do like this area, so I'm going to make do with these 2 trees and just support the ridgepole using a few upright logs and just bind them up. There's a fast flowing river about half a mile away, but I've got this little stream close by to my camp, so that's my drinking water sorted. I'll be able to clean myself, my dishes and all that. The plan is to build an open fronted shelter with a raised bed inside, quite a steep pitched roof, so it'll hopefully keep me dry on the rainiest of days, plus I'll need to build a fire pit, reflector and all them bits and pieces. Okay guys, just having a look around my shelter spot. I've got yew trees, birch, oak, these are maple, and there's a load of hazel around as well. Over the far side there's a pine forest, pine and spruce, and then on the other side of me it's mainly beech. So there's plenty of resources around, but mainly what I'm doing now is just having a look above me, just making sure there's no overhanging branches that might come down on me or my shelter. There is an oak quite close to me, but it's not close enough where it's gonna hit my shelter if any of the limbs come off, so I think we're safe enough. I'm putting the ridgepole from a shelter from this tree over to this one. There is a dead standing tree right next to the one that I'm going to use, and I've shook it and it wobbles, so I could probably just shake it off, but I think what I'm going to do is next time I come down to camp I'm going to bring a bow saw with me, cut it flat at the base, and then I can use that as a little table or a cutting block or something like that. I've not got any heavy duty tools to help me build my shelter, nothing more than what I always bring out camping with me. I've got my side knife, bowie, folding saw and a mallet that I carved out yesterday. I brought some jute twine with me as well, but I've probably not got enough to bind everything on the shelter, so I'm just going to use that for the main supports and then probably use a bit of spruce roots for the smaller detailed work. Right guys, we need a ridgepole that's going to go from one tree to the other. That's going to be the main support for the shelter, and then I'll collect the beams which are going to be bound from the ridgepole down to the ground, and they'll be the supports for the roof. It's an absolute scorching day. I'm hovering over a fire in the smoke just to get a 5 minutes peace from the midges. tell you, it's a bad time to forget your midge net. It's been awful today. We're not even that close to water, and they're just swarming around me. They're eating me alive. They're in my hat, on my nose, in my ears, in my eyes, they're everywhere. So it's nice to have a bit of a break. Okay guys, what I'm going to do now is build a little wall at the back. It's going to be the back of the shelter. The roof beams are going to come off the ridge pole to the back, and this is going to be about 1.5 foot, 2 foot high. And what this will do, it'll give me a little bit more head height inside the shelter. I've searched all over the woodland for dead standing trees, fallen trees, dead wood, things like that for my actual shelter frame, but I knew that eventually I would have to take some green wood. Now there's hundreds of hazels across this private woodland. I'm taking a few shoots at max from one, then moving on to the next. It looks very aggressive, but coppers in a species like hazel can actually benefit the tree. For every shoot that I cut off, 2 shoots should grow, one either side of the stump. The average hazel lives for about 120 years. Back in the day when hazel was more frequently coppiced, a well-cut hazel could live up to about 500 years. So by cutting the limbs off, you can actually prolong its life by about 3 or 4 times. Okay guys, that was exhausting. I'm absolutely knackered. Cheers. Okay guys, I'm pretty happy with the way the shelter's turned out. Like I said, I'm going to be spending quite a bit of time up here. I've already got a few plans to add to the camp. I'd like to add some type of porch, maybe just like a frame, and put a top over it when it does rain. This is UK, it rains a lot, so it'd be nice to keep the fire pit area dry, give me a bit more room to move around when the heavens do open up. Okay guys, thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you next time.